Good conversation is a lost art. Maybe we watch too many debates and listen to too many radio shout shows where listening is not an item on the agenda. 2 ears, 1 mouth, maybe there's a reason. My name is Tom Miller. I pastor a church known as Central Assembly in Superior, Wisconsin, where the air is clear and life is good. This is Fuel for the Fire, volume 824, Wanting to Hear. It was James, the half-brother of Jesus himself, who once said, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear and slow to speak." It's James 1:19. The political world is just not a good role model for us. They do lots of talking and not much listening. And even if they aren't talking, that doesn't mean they're listening. They're loading up and they're waiting for the other person to stop talking long enough so they can blather more of their opinion. There's a better way. It's called listening. Listening is wanting to hear. There's nothing like leaving a conversation having heard and been heard. True communication is depositing a little of yourself in someone else. It's an amazing gift. I'm thankful for all the people who spoke into my life. In some cases, it was years ago, and they weren't always pleasant words, but they were words I needed to hear. Clarity is important. They say there are 3 parts to communication: what you say, what you mean, and what they hear. And those can be 3 different things. We must choose our words carefully. But communication involves more than words. It involves body language and eye contact. It speaks of undivided attention and a desire to know more. Listening is active, not passive. A good listener hears beyond the words. A good listener listens with a head-to-heart connection and picks up on the underlying feelings behind what is said. Emotions like fear can cause us to say things others might see as irrational. Anger is a factor sometimes, or it may be insecurity, uncertainty, disappointment, resentment, hurt, or confusion. And let me remind you, much of this applies to our prayer life, which is simply communicating with God. Prayer is not just listing needs, it's really about spending time with Him. God is a good listener. He wants to hear, but we need to do our share of listening too. That's an oft neglected aspect of prayer, but a vital part of communication. 2 ears, 1 mouth, remember? Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, Hebrews says, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. I'm glad we serve a God we can talk to. That's the way I see it. And that's a little fuel for the fire. And remember, I love you guys.